Hi, this is Simon from HomeKit News, and today we're looking at the Ambi Climate 2 from Ambi Labs, an AC control device that intelligently manages your AC units with just a bit of initial input from yourself. Let's have a look. So there is no Works with Apple HomeKit logo on the box, as it doesn't officially, although there are a couple of ways you can get it to work with HomeKit, which I'll explain later. Okay, putting all that to one side for the time being, let's have a look at the product itself. So this is the Ambi Climate 2, which is nice and compact. In addition to that, you get a nice little wallet that contains two instruction manuals. These are in Chinese and in English, although most of the explanation is via the app itself. Finally, we get ourselves a USB power cable and then a USB power plug. So powering the device is pretty straightforward. You simply get the USB cable, which comes with a standard USB on one end and a micro USB in the other. The micro USB end goes into the back of the port itself, and then the standard USB goes into the back of the plug. Now, these USB type plugs are pretty standard, so you should be able to use a generic one with the correct pins for your region if one isn't supplied. A quick look at the Ambi Climate 2, and on the front you simply get an indicator light in the shape of the Ambi Labs logo, which when connected to your network will appear in green as it is here. The rear of the Ambi Climate 2 contains a small hole to reset the device or for initial setup. On the opposite side to this is the micro USB port, for which the supplied USB cable plugs into in order to power the device, and finally in the middle is a full-sized USB port, which actually isn't designed for users and is merely for diagnostics. Finally, on top of the device is the section that contains the infrared transmitters that send signals to your AC unit, which is basically how the device controls your AC. There are also small openings at the top for the built-in temperature and humidity sensors, along with an ambient light sensor. The device is actually quite small, measuring only 108mm wide at the base, 81mm in height and just 42mm deep. To start using the device, you need to install the Ambi Climate app and set up an account. Then you simply add your first unit, share your Wi-Fi details with the device itself, and from there add a home for the device as well as specifying the room the unit is located in. After that, you need to set up the device with the remote you use for your AC unit. The app itself is so packed with options there's probably not enough time to go into everything in detail, but I'll do a quick run through of the features. So on the bottom you've got 4 tabs. The first one is the Analysis tab, which has 3 different options. You have options for the device itself, and then the Modes tab, which gives you various options to control the AC itself. The Device tab has 2 main options, one of which is timers and the other one is settings. In the timers section you can simply set timers for the device to be turned on and off, and in the settings section you have all the different options to control the unit. The AC settings tab also has 2 options, AC controls and AI controls. The first of these allows you to set preferences for the AC, as well as fan speed, etc., while the AI controls tell the Ambi Climate 2 which AC modes it's allowed to activate. Via the Modes tab you have the temperature option that simply allows you to set the desired target temperature. You set the target temperature by dragging the circular button in the centre of the screen up or down to increase or decrease the temperature that you want to achieve. Comfort mode allows you to tell the device whether you're too hot, too cold or even comfy. This mode allows the device to learn your preferences over time. Of course, you can also simply turn the AC off with the off button at the bottom of the list of options. The Analytics tab has options for history, insights and deployments. History shows a graph of your usage, whilst Insights goes into real depth on all aspects of your AC usage and even how much the device has learned from your preferred comfort levels when you use the comfort mode. This section is really packed with data. So as mentioned at the start of this video, there are a few ways to get the Ambi Climate 2 to work with HomeKit. The first may be more familiar to users of Raspberry Pis, and they involve plugins from either Home Assistant or Homebridge. Now the third option, which I use, is an app you can buy from the Mac App Store that works in Mac OS called Ambi Bridge, which works just like the first 2 options but makes it a lot easier to install and run. So summing up the benefits of the Ambi Climate 2. It gives you control of your AC via your phone, via Siri and even via remote access. It works with a ton of brands and remotes. It uses AI learning to control your AC based on your preferences over time. It also takes into account humidity, temperature, sunlight, local weather conditions, and even the time of day when setting your AC. The Ambi Climate app provides access to tons of data to see where you can improve performance as well as make savings. And finally, you can of course set timers, triggers and automations in HomeKit via the aforementioned plugins. So now let's look at the pros and cons of this device. So first of all, the Ambi Climate 2 provides a lot more data on your AC usage than many other AC controllers. The AI part of the device does allow the unit to control your AC without you having to do too much. The one fly in the ointment here is that it's not HomeKit compatible out of the box, but with the options mentioned previously, there are workarounds. If your home uses multiple platforms, then the good news is that it does work with Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. And finally, the power supply uses a regular USB type plug, so there aren't going to be issues with the wrong kind of plug for your region. So that about wraps up this overview video for this product, but if you want to check out the full review, head over to homekitnews.com where you can decide if this is a good fit for you. Thanks again, bye bye.